You are not going to believe this. Looks like Xbox is growing their first-party game studios organically too, just like PlayStation, meaning that they are not only buying studios left and right, but also creating new ones on their own. Let's look into this. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I would like to talk about Xbox Game Studios and organic growth. Now this term is known thanks to PlayStation Nation, as they call themselves. Basically it's all about buying studios and then growing them and nurturing the talent and that kind of stuff. And actually PlayStation does it really well. Obviously, this is not the only way they get talent and studios because they buy studios, but PlayStation guys have always been saying that, yeah, but they always work with these studios before they buy them and then they grow them and they set up new studios too, etc., etc. So, yeah, well, Xbox, on top of buying studios and publishers, they also grow their current stable, if I can actually say that, right? So, this particular one, and I'll talk about this one in a minute, is not really the first example because they did that in the past. So the news is that Microsoft, or should I really say Bethesda or Machine Games, is actually setting up a new studio in Sweden. So this information is a courtesy of Windows Central. Link is in the description of this video below to a full article if you want to read it. But this particular bit says Machine Games is growing as it quietly continues working on its next big game. I pray to God that this is going to be Wolfenstein 3. Anyway, as shared by Nordic outlet Game Reactor on Friday, Machine Games is expanding, with the studio opening a satellite office in Sundsvall, I hope I pronounced it well, Sweden. Game Reactor notes that the studio is expected to be fully staffed in 2025, though it's not clear what headcount the Swedish developer is aiming for at its second location. As a game developer, you are always on the lookout for new talent, said executive producer Jerk Gustafsson in a statement to Games Reactor. Opening a satellite office in northern Sweden gives us the opportunity to recruit from the large crowd of experienced developers who are in the region and who may not have the opportunity to move to our head office in Uppsala. Now, I'm not really sure where Uppsala is. I guess it's somewhere south if they're actually looking at setting up a studio in northern Sweden. But, one way or the other, it means that they are expanding and they are looking for more people to work on more games. That's always good. And whether or not this particular group of people in that studio will be working on a total new game, or maybe they will be just helping up with the current projects. I don't know. And, looks like that it's going to take a while to actually fully staff that studio anyway. Sounds like it's not really going to take that long because 2025, so it's just like a year time, really. But this is not really the first example of Microsoft expanding or Xbox Game Studios expanding, really. And this is actually this is Bethesda really growing. And I guess good. Machine Games is working on Indiana Jones. We know that already. And, I hope they do work on Wolfenstein 3 too. There's been plenty of rumors. Apparently they are involved with some other projects too, here and there. And also they also help other developers making games. I think they were... actually, no, that was id Software that was helping Bethesda team on Starfield. But I would not be surprised if they actually if they were helping on some other projects here and there too. Anyway, all I want from Machine Games is great Indiana Jones, which apparently is coming, pretty soon. It's not as, it's actually pretty far in development apparently. And also I would love new Wolfenstein. You know, the last game kind of ended in I forgot the word. You know what I mean. So there's actually room for some new stories and that kind of stuff. So we'll see how that goes. But you know, it's like I said, Xbox did that in the past. They will keep on expanding and growing studios. Not only they are growing current studios, but setting up new ones, like this one in Sweden. But there's also Playground Games in UK, for example, good example. And that's actually Xbox Game Studios, one of them. And because they've got like two offices. I'm talking about Playground Games, so developers of Forza Horizon. So you've got, and I'm not sure if they kind of split. I think they did split. So one is still working, the main studio is still working on Forza Horizon games, while the new one is working on Fable, right? I'm talking about Playground Games still. So this is kind of normal thing, and I bet that they will actually do that even more. State of Decay developers, Undead Labs, they did create a new studio in, I think they are based in States. So they've got at least two studios too. So, you know, I think that we will see that more and more, because, you know, they need more developers to work on these projects. They will not only need developers to work on their own games, but also they will need a lot of support developers. The cool thing when you have a big group of people, is that you can help each other. So when there's a project at Bethesda that is, you know, closer to being finished, you can always help some other developers from within Bethesda or within Xbox Game Studios to help with certain, you know, tasks to kind of speed up the process, to kind of finish the game a little bit earlier and that kind of stuff. So at least you know that your developers will always have something to work on, right? Even if it's not your game, because you might have just finished a big project, and before the next one will start, well, you know, some of your developers may not have much to do, unless you've got two studios, and, you know, some of these guys may actually be shifted to the other project. That happens a lot with other developers, I guess, too. So anyway, guys, good to see Xbox Game Studios growing, Bethesda Studios growing. God damn, Xbox has so many studios now. Activision Blizzard, it's just crazy, right? I mean, they are more like publishers from really Activision Blizzard, and they've got all these individual studios working for them. I mean, how many studios Xbox has got under right now? Like 35 studios, I think, something like that. But anyway, guys, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.